Check, 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 check.
All good.
Bang.
Jazz Smith, Halloween 2025. Welcome back to the grid.
Have we ever done a Halloween show on Halloween, David Lee Scales?
Uh, it would have to have been 7 years ago.
Uh, is that how it works?
There's 7 days in a week.
That's not how it works. There's
Yeah.
like leap years and stuff.
Oh yeah, I guess there are. You'd have to account for that.
Yeah,
We've been recording long enough to where even if you account for a leap year, uh,
we should have
we
hit a Halloween.
we should have hit a Halloween, but I can't remember exactly
Well, we're here on this one.
when. I'm gonna Google. When was the last Halloween on a Friday?
But we haven't always recorded on Friday too.
That's true. Okay, it was 2014, so 11 years ago, I guess.
Wow, see, look at this. This is one of those things, time and space. I mean, you know who knew? John Peck knew. John Peck knew this is all a silly mirage, as evidenced today by the last Halloween on a Friday being 11 years ago. What sense does that make?
Doesn't make any sense at all, but here we are. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you too. Are you stocked with candy for the trick-or-treaters in the neighborhood?
I am stocked with candy, and I'm upset with how expensive candy has become.
Ooh,
Have you?
what'd you get? A bag of fun bag.
I got a bunch of different bags, but I spent $60 on candy, and I feel like didn't end up with that much candy.
Wow, 60
Like,
bucks.
well, I spent 30, 25 to drop off candy for the kids' school 2 weeks ago when they were doing
Okay,
something, trunk or treat. So that was 25. And then for our house, I bought 40 bucks worth. But it was like I just want a bag of the little Snickers. I want a bag of the little whatever. And I got three or
sure.
four different little bags, probably four or five different bags of things. And it was 40 bucks.
Guess who was smart this Halloween?
You?
I was smart this Halloween. Uh, other day, maybe 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Uh, when you get that, when you go out to your car in the morning and you see the tires just a little bit low,
Yeah.
and you think, I mean, it's more than a little low. It's like that one where you know that something's wrong, but you're like, it's just something weird happened. I'm just gonna go fill it up with air and go on my way. So that's what I did, and then come back, a couple hours later and see the sink, and I was like, oh man, tire repair time. But I never go to Costco. I have a Costco membership.
Yeah.
Thought, I'm going to schedule this up at Costco. I hear good things about Costco and their tires. So scheduled it up, dropped it off. It was a great experience. But while they were doing that, again, this is a couple weeks ago, wandering the aisles thinking, you know what? Halloween's coming. Got a big old bag of Haribo, like a giant bag of Haribo gummy bears for like $8 or something.
Oh,
Boom.
and they're individually packed
Yeah.
bags.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna I was just gonna give the kids sweaty handfuls of gummy bears.
As many as stick to my hand when I put it in, that's what you're getting. Um, Great call because everybody loves those gummy bears.
Yeah. I mean, I feel and somehow I'm sure those are on the shelves as well at the store, but I don't maybe they get sold out early because typically I will go buy Halloween candy day of. That's why I'm really patting myself on the back here. This was a 3 week like plan out. Usually I'm there by 1 o'clock on Halloween day,
Yeah.
buying the candy, 1 p.m. And then it's just bare, right? You're left with
Yeah.
Mr. Goodbar. That's it.
Well, let me give you and listeners a tool to live by. In terms of your car tire getting low, a couple of years ago, I bought just a portable compressor that plugs into your cigarette lighter in your car, and I just keep it in the back of my car.
It's great.
So you never have to stop off at a gas station. You can obviously, if you're on the fly and you need it, you can use it just to get to your next stop if you do actually have a flat tire.
I
So
feel
it's
Vayer, I
killer.
feel Vayer could actually get into the compressor market. And actually, I mean, they're already making one tool to live by. Might as well make a second.
There you go. And it was cheap,
Yeah,
25 bucks on Amazon or something.
come on, Vayer.
So yeah, get on that. Hook us up. Hey, reminder for listeners, live show in a couple of weeks. Thursday, November 13th, we've got Raglan Surf Report joining us on stage and John Philbin, Turtle from the North Shore, from North Shore of the film. So come and join us. It's going to be at the Beachside Tavern in New Smyrna Beach. Chaz and I will be hosting.
Star-studded.
Star-studded tickets are 25 bucks. You can get them through our Instagram bios or just search on Eventbrite. But yeah, we'd love to hang with you guys. Show starts at 7, but it's going to be an all-night affair. We're going to be hanging out after the fact, listening to live music and sharing some drinks.
I like that you're just burying who the live music is going to be.
Well, it shifted. So
Oh, sweet.
the musical act that we advertised last week has since broken up. And
Oh,
but
really?
they're yeah,
The band literally broke up?
apparently, yeah.
That's like some hot. I would kind of, you read about those band breakups and think, I've never been in a band, so I'm never gonna get that passion and emotion of a band breakup. I hope that is it Evan's band or
Eric, it was Eric's.
Eric's? I hope Eric is really leaning into the volatility of a band breakup right now. Like I hope he's
Was
throwing stools at the wall and like cursing at his former bandmates and all of it.
was there a Yoko in this scenario?
Exactly.
Like,
I
I
want
want
to
to know
know.
the drama.
Yep.
Well, Kevin said Kevin Miller, who's helping facilitate some of this, said that the other act is amazing too. So it'll live music, and I guess the band thing. Eric is talented, and uh, he continues to have different iterations, different guys who get together, but then you probably change the name. But the way that it works is everybody has to have a day job, of course, and they have other obligations. They're probably at a point in life where they're getting married and having kids. So I think that's just the nature of bands. You just cycle people in and out.
That would be a bummer. Like if that happened to me, I would like if we were sitting in the garage, if me, you, who else would be in our band? Let's just throw Kevin Miller in there. If we're all just jamming, it's like kind of late night. We've each had a couple beers, and you stand up and say, "Look, guys, I got to call it early, and I'm not going to be here probably next week or the next week. It's just the way it is, responsibilities." And if everybody just nods and says, "Yeah, I get it too, man. This is it's probably." That would be such a sad way to go out. Somebody at that point better pick up a stool and throw it and start cussing.
You better commit to this band
Yeah.
that gets no paying gigs. Yeah. So, anyways, we hope to see you guys there. We'll hang out all night and then through the weekend at the Florida Surf Film Festival as well. So, Chaz, moving into surf news, the segment that actually finally grew this week.
Wow, it did. This week?
Lots of hot gossip in the surf world this week.
I did not see this coming.
Well, blood feud. Pipeline King Rory Russell vows to sue Lightning Bolt over alleged identity theft. You tracking? You tracking this story?
It's hard to track, to be quite frank. Like these kinds of things are just hard to track, I feel, right? Am I right or am I right?
Well,
Aggrieved party,
we don't know the legalities of it.
no. But
That
then
part's
also
hard to track.
it's hard to track because also when you have a verbose, aggrieved party who then takes to social media and will do paragraph after paragraph, like give me if it was a screed, if it was Roy Russell saying F them, they effed me, something like that, right? Then you're like, okay, I guess some kind of beef. But then when it goes into, he really gets deep in the IP and all this kind of stuff, right? And I'm like, wow, you lost me. You lost the room here, Rory.
That is, I think, the point that he should take away is that he lost the room. Um, so just to kind of set the table, I was at the boardroom show. We were at the boardroom show a couple of weeks ago, and one of the booths is uh, Craig Hollingsworth. He's a board builder. His booth is full of lightning bolt surfboards. We know just from tracking surfing, various shapers have shaped for lightning bolt over the years, some more lauded than others. But Craig Hollingsworth is doing this out in the plain open, plain as day, advertising these lightning bolt surfboards, posting them on Instagram, all that sort of stuff. Rory Russell, from what I've tracked, has been making lightning bolt surfboards in Hawaii. So I don't know the legality, the split here on who owns the IP or if there's a Hawaii version versus a US
Yeah,
version
are
versus
there
a
like different licenses or licensees or all
I
that stuff?
I don't know. You don't know, we don't know. But it's clear that Craig Hollingsworth is doing his business out in public. You know what I mean? It's not like I do see on Instagram or Facebook, I guess is where it originates. Often there are these surfboard scam websites where they will set up an account or set up a site that looks like a mirror of a well-known account, but the URL is slightly different. and they're out there and then they buy a bunch of Facebook ban ads and they try to sell surfboards that ultimately never get delivered and it tarnishes that brand's reputation, you know? It's just some hacker trying to make a quick buck, basically. This clearly isn't that. This is a guy using his name, publishing his face and his image on Instagram constantly, and the surfboards that he's building. So go ahead.
No, keep going.
So, anyways, Rory Russell took to Instagram to air his grievances, saying that Craig Hollingsworth has been operating. I think he's kind of said that he's operating without the license, or he's infringing certainly on Rory Russell's IP,
I
and
mean,
is
I think
even
that was the beef that, or the takeaway, that it was not. It seemed like Rory was trying to kick him under the bus entirely of, you cannot make lightning bolt surfboards, but really it's about Rory's IP, Rory's name, image, and likeness.
well, Rory did say the reason why the Beach Grit article had identity theft in the title is because Rory does say that Craig was doing business with people saying that the boards were going to be built by Rory or something like that.
Yeah.
So Rory's claiming that, whatever their agreement was originally, that apparently Craig's operating, infringing upon it. But to your point, so that's all that we know. We don't know the legalities of any of that, right? But to your point, uh, I love it when the elders use social media in a totally incorrect way and accidentally reveal way too much about their own
Yeah.
character. You know what I mean? Like that's what this is. This
Yeah.
is social media. He's not following social media etiquette. Instagram isn't the place to do this. You ever see those memes? I've never seen this happen in actuality, but I've seen memes, like screenshots of when like an old dude is on Facebook and he posts as his Facebook status a search. Like he thought it was the search bar, but it'll
Yes.
be like his Facebook status will say like big boob blondes or
Yeah.
something. And he leaves it up there and it's like, oh, you thought that was the search bar, not your
Yeah. Sorry
this
about it.
exactly. This is kind of a version of that. This is Rory, whatever legal claim he thinks he has, posting 27 times a day. If you look at it, it's literally like 27 posts in a single day, and writing an essay about somebody who you hate, because that's how he starts it. I hate Craig Hollingworth is the first
Yeah.
opening line. It's only going to undermine your legal efforts if this ever ends up in court. This is going to undermine your legal efforts, but more importantly, it's going to alienate your new potential clients. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like this is not a good look.
and here's the thing too. If if in your, and this goes out to you, dear listener, and particularly to any of our dear listeners who have a business and feels like they might, and or feels like they're going to be aggrieved, but is also a big enough name to where people are going to care about your grievances, right? So, listener, this one goes specifically out to you. If you're feeling aggrieved and you feel like you want to go to war, uh, let me tell you, the multi-post Insta thing, don't do it. Write an essay, write a grievance essay, send it to me at BeachGrit, Chaz at beachgrit.com. I'll help you work out some of the details. I'll help it really, like, you hit hard where you want to hit hard. You pull, I'll make it interesting. Because this is now, if you have like an open letter, if Rory did an open letter grievance thing that was well crafted on Beach Grit or anywhere, he could have gotten his message across, right? As it is, it's just man shouts at clouds again. Unfortunately, even if he's all right in every bit of his frustration, that's how it comes across.
Well, what he doesn't realize is it's going to affect his own reputation in business far more than it's going to affect Hollingsworth's.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing is like I don't know, or not, I'm sure Craig Hollingsworth, I don't know him. I'm sure could be a great guy. Uh, but his name means nothing to me. Rory's does. And so I'm not like, oh man, that Craig, that's
Right.
what a bummer. I'm just like, Rory, come on, man. Like this is undignified and beneath you.
It really
You
is.
look whiny.
All that being said, I love our surf characters, and he's a wily one, and like those aspects of him I like. I just, for his own interest, I feel like this is advice. Don't go out there and do it.
You could
Um,
do it better. We should
he
form,
could do it better.
huh?
He could do it better for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could form up a crisis management team here of like in the surf world. I mean, just we could throw our big ads on Facebook. In the surf world, Shaper, X Pro, whoever, this goes out to you. If you're aggrieved, it'd be like one of those lawyer commercials. If you're feeling angry, if you want to go out, call the offices of Scales and Smith. We will help you craft your message to make it look legitimate and sensible and not like a weird old person who is past a prime and just trying to get the spotlight.
Speaking of elderlies misusing Instagram, now that I think about it, it was a note, like he had written the message out on his notes app, right?
Yeah.
And then most people they do that and they'll screenshot it and then post it. This was a photograph of the notes app, a photograph of a phone with the notes app open with the text written on the notes app.
Yep.
How crazy is that?
I mean,
And it takes more effort.
unless he's going real lo-fi art style.
Um, the other detail that he should note is that he was complaining that Craig Hollingsworth, his shapes suck. He's like, those shapes suck, or he's never
Yeah.
even stood on a surfboard or whatever. And I'm like, dude, nobody's riding those boards. I hate to tell you, whether they get them from Rory or Hollingsworth or Tom Parrish or anybody else, like nobody's riding those boards. And the finish
Yeah.
work looks sick on all of them. Like they all look beautiful. Nobody's actually riding them. It really doesn't matter. Hate to tell you.
Yeah, I mean I was wondering that too through Rory's rant because I was thinking when was the last lightning bolt I saw in the water? And then are they all wall hangers?
Yes,
So somebody goes and buys a wall hanger?
a lot of people.
That is insane to me. I mean, I know we've talked about it on the program. It's been multiple probably or iterations of uh, barrel or not, but like that one iconic board, right? I can see as a wall hanger. Getting a rando lightning bolt, what's the point of that? Because it makes your office look cool. I mean, how many of these are going into offices? Dentist offices.
I think it's both. I think if you bought a beach pad in Hawaii as a vacation home, that's a perfect wall thing to hang on the wall, better than art.
I
Like in
guess.
people's mind, not in my mind, but I think that's yeah. And then there's a hierarchy, of course, of you want one made by Jerry's at the top. Tom Parrish is right below that. Rory Russell right below. Like there's various lightning bolt shapers over the years, and maybe Hollingsworth is less expensive, because he wasn't one of the guys actually surfing in the Pipe Masters.
Is Jerry still shaping for lightning bolt?
Jerry still makes boards. Uh, I mean, he's not shaping for lightning bolt, but he still makes a couple of those periodically.
Okay.
So
I
I don't
can't
know if they
remember.
just hire him on a one-off basis or what.
Somebody just swung by a was a great story. Dad's house burned in the fire and he had a Jerry Lopez board. I can't remember if it was a lightning bolt or what it was, but a Jerry Lopez pop out. Uh and or yeah, like it wasn't a hand shape, right? And so his son reached out to Jerry and just said, "Hey, can you point me in the direction of where I could find another one like this?" And Jerry's like, I'll hand shape it for you." So
Amazing.
now dad gets a hand shape of his favorite shape. That's pretty cool.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Um, I will say, while we're on the subject, I've had this thought for a long time, but probably never shared it. Is just whoever fumbled the Lightning Bolt IP along the
Yeah.
way. I mean, that brand, it's so that image, the lightning bolt itself on a surfboard is so freaking synonymous with such a long era, like at least a decade in, 70s, but probably into the 60s, into the 80s, synonymous with North Shore surfing.
Yep.
And is appears in so much imagery across that span of time. Uh, it would be the biggest brand ever if the right person had managed it all along. It would be the biggest surf brand of all time. And yet it's not. And I see the most random versions of it. I remember being in Portugal and there was like a lightning bolt store selling
Yeah.
clothing, and then
Yeah.
I see no name surf brands using a big lightning bolt on the deck of their board, just getting away with ripping off the IP. Just I see lightning bolts on surfboards more commonly than any other logo, actually. And they have nothing to do with the actual brand.
It's those ones that get into that licensing model weirdly, and then you sell different territories, right? So I'm sure the Portugal lightning bolt is one thing versus whatever. And so then you have zero control over quality. It was just like a bad money grab.
Terrible.
Yeah.
What a miss, what a fumble.
Yeah.
There's never been a brand so synonymous with such an important moment or era for any culture than that example.
And now it's just like not only do you see it and think, oh man, I wish this was doing better. Like I remember how cool it is. I see lightning bolt now and I think straight up kook.
I think nothingness. I think it's just like, oh, I don't even know. Is that some random t-shirt brand or is that, it has no value or meaning anymore.
But if I see like some dude walking down the street with a lightning bolt surfboard shirt, I think that guy's a kook, which I
Yeah,
should not think that at all.
right. Yeah, he's definitely not a pipe master at this point.
Yeah.
Um, Moving on. Second news story, surf news story. Surf culture in crisis after embarrassing scuffle between wave riders labeled world's lamest fight. Did you write this or did you see it?
Derek Riley, I read the story, but I have yet to click on the Instagram link to see. I read that they don't actually fight at all.
It's one of the things where one guy gets in the other one's face and goes, and then
And
doesn't do anything.
yeah,
Feigns a punch.
good
Let me
job.
just say, if you find yourself in a fight, we'll get into this video, but if you find yourself in a fight and the fight ends up recorded and it ends up on the internet, there will be embarrassment that you feel, but there's various degrees of embarrassment that you'll feel. If you're raising your voice into a shrill and yelling at the person, it's going to be a little bit embarrassing. That shrill voice, you're like, how did I get to that octave? If they're shrill screaming at you in your face and you're just taking it, also embarrassing. If you get punched out, that's probably pretty embarrassing too. But feigning a punch and then turning and walking away has got to be the most embarrassing of them all.
How did the person on the receiving end of the feigned punch react?
Didn't even flinch.
Just was so was the aggressor the fake puncher?
Yes, it appears so.
And so this dude is just sitting there. Fake puncher comes up all hot and bothered, gives him the fake punch, and then turns and walks away.
Yeah, so the video starts right before the feigned punch. Like somebody realized something was going down. They got their camera out at the last possible second. And the way that the caption, so the Instagram account is that surf guy. Do you follow this guy?
I don't. Is it funny?
Not really. Apparently, people think it's funny.
Okay.
I think 1 in 10 posts are somewhat funny,
Amusing.
barely.
Yeah.
So this is a guy out of Huntington Beach. Apparently, his name's John West because I clicked on the account and I saw him. Um, former realtor turned entrepreneur,
Hmm.
surfpreneur, I think is what he says. Young guy trying to make, be an influencer in the surf space. Fine. He's got 150,000 followers. People seem to appreciate and enjoy it.
Great.
And his bio line says something about he's the core lord. So it's all a send up. He's pretending to be the core guy and he's making fun of that old school surf trope of the core guy. And reading into it a little bit and kind of opening the comments and trying to figure it out, it seems like the aggressor in this video was taking umbrage with him and his character, him being in Huntington Beach, going making videos, making fun of everybody. This aggressor is like a guy who surfs there regularly and is like, dude, get your bull crap out of here, kind of a thing. Taking
Oh,
offense to
so
the
so
idea
the
of an influencer.
okay, so the fake punch was actually at the that surf guy.
Yes, correct.
Okay. It's
So
not
the guy
just
who
a
no, the
got
guy who
it.
posted the video is the guy who owns the account,
Great.
and
I
his
like
buddy
that.
and his buddy filmed it.
Okay.
So he says in the caption, it says core lord versus local knee boarder or something like that. So he's saying that the aggressor is actually a knee boarder. So we don't see any of the lead up to it. Again, I'm just gleaning this from opening the comments and trying to kind of figure it out. But what's funny is, or what's embarrassing is that knee boarder. It's like you basically gave this guy gold. This
Yeah.
guy is here just to go viral. And you, like I said, if you ever end up in a fight and it ends up on the internet, there's varying degrees of, embarrassment that you're going to feel. God, you just did the worst one. Like you did the most embarrassing one. You acted tough. You faked a punch. He didn't even flinch. And then you turned and walked away.
Yeah. That's
And,
rough.
and you gave him gold. This post went so much more viral than anything else the kid's ever done. You know what I mean? Like, wow, you
The pro
lose in every way.
the problem for the kneeboarder dude too, because how do you live this down, right? I
No, everybody
mean,
knows who you are
yeah, in your local community. I mean, the whole
for
like
sure.
Ashton slap thing, right? That was funny. That was properly funny. I think it's still funny to this day. I think it's aged not well or badly. It's just still, it was funny, right? It was a funny moment. This thing isn't funny. It's funny, and maybe people don't think that's funny either. Maybe people think It was really dumb that I got slapped by Ashton and just danced with him afterwards. But this to me, this kind of like I was never angry at Ashton, right? It was just I was just egging Ashton on. Uh, this right here, though, it's when you're really angry. Yeah, I guess Ashton is the fake puncher here because when you're really angry and you don't and you let your anger show, but it's ineffective anger, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a very comparable scenario because that surf guy is the provocateur who's doing his thing. He's doing his shtick. You were a provocateur doing your shtick as well. People get riled up about it and they take it to a certain level of they get their panties in a bunch. They get to a
Yeah.
certain level of, upsetness. And then if you can't control your emotions or you can't process intellectually what's happening, then it turns into a certain degree of confrontation.
Yeah.
And in this case, it stopped just shy of violence, but the guy was posing so hard like he was going to be violent. That's what makes it embarrassing. Ashton actually followed through on what he said he was going to do because for those of who weren't around a decade ago when this all went down, Ashton told me 1 hour prior, I'm going to punch Chaz when I see him. And I was like, all right. And so then I went to Chaz and I go, hey, just to let you know, Ashton said he's going to punch you when he sees you. So then when they were in proximity of one another, that's when I knew how to pull out my camera. That's why it's on tape is I knew it was going down. I pulled out my camera and I filmed the confrontation, knowing I had already warned Chaz, you know?
Surf guy should have had his camera at the ready earlier if he knew this was coming.
He has a filmer with him. That's the guy who
Exactly.
filmed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy fell down on
How's
the
that guy
job.
not running rolling camera?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, maybe surf guy. Maybe there's more to the story. Maybe that surf guy was doing something embarrassing before and then thought, oh, we gotta let's cut that out and just get right to the part where we shame other dude.
So he's pretty savvy at his job then. He knows when
Except
to.
for, yeah, is savvy, but then you have the fear of embarrassment. I think that's a lot worse. I think when it's in the dark corners, right? If you were acting the fool, or not the fool, but if you were acting embarrassing too, uh, and then you put something public that clips that out, there's always another angle.
Yeah, it usually is.
Yeah.
By the way, do you remember that 25 years ago, that Mike Vallely video from CKY?
Oh, vaguely. What was it again?
Dude, this would be worth me showing right now. It was a CKY was that Bam Margera was doing
Yeah.
like before Jackass or any of that. He was doing like these skate videos. And there was a video of Mike Vallely punching out four dudes. These four dudes surround him
Yes.
and he takes off his shirt and just knocks four of them out, like all four of them out. Do you remember this or should I
Yes,
try to
vaguely.
download it?
Yeah.
Should I try to show it?
Yes. This is
Okay.
important.
Okay. Dead air. I'll edit it out, but this is important. This was like viral on the LimeWire days.
Man, those early viral people really had to work hard for that.
We really did, dude. It was on, I was literally on dial up at the time.
Yeah.
I will share this and then I will give you a description of the backstory because I've heard the backstory since.
Great.
You ready for it?
Yes.
Okay. Skateboarder Mike Vallely surrounded by four guys in a clear confrontation. Bam Margera is actually filming this. He's the cameraman. Tony Hawk was on the scene too. I've heard Tony Hawk's version of it. But Mike takes off his shirt, pushes one guy, punches the other guy, punches a third guy, fourth guy punches him down to the ground.
It's amazing.
These other punks come back for more. He knocks another guy down. His buddies are now nowhere to be found. Slams the guy down to the parking lot, and now nobody wants anything to do with him anymore. Did you ever see this back in the day?
No, that is
Okay.
really, really quality material.
So this was, I mean, I'm talking like late 90s. So this was everything was on VHS. Camp Kill Yourself, CKY, Bam Margera's series of skate films that he was doing. And this guy, Mike Vallely. So the backstory was because again, they've done podcasts since and I've heard him talk about it. But they were on tour, on a tour bus, going skating for something. And they went into a 7-Eleven to get water and they walk out, and these frat boys were sitting in their Jeep and they started making fun of them for being skaters. They're like, skaters, you think you're tough? Like they were all drunk probably. They're like, "So you skaters think you're tough?" And Mike's like, "What'd you guys say?" And they were like, "We'll kick your ass. We'll kill you." They told him, "We'll kill you." And Mike goes, "What'd you say to me?" So this is where he squares up with them. And they're like, "We'll kick all your asses. We'll kick your ass and your buddy's asses." And he goes, "Really?" Takes off his shirt and beats four of them down, all four of them by himself.
They must have been drunk. The dude, like one of the dudes is sitting there laughing and then just gets socked right in his face.
Before he even knows the punch, he's literally laughing and he just gets punched out.
I like that only like the big tough talk. I like that only one of them. I mean, he fights horrible, the one who actually fights, but he at least tries.
Yeah. But I mean, they clearly are like, oh shit, like we want nothing to do with this anymore.
Which is,
Uh,
I think, I hope that people have learned this lesson by now. This is another tool to live by. If you're not really willing to fight and you don't have the ability to throw a punch, you got to limit your tough guy
oh my
to
gosh.
like your public tough guy talk. You can't push it beyond what you're willing to do ever.
Look, especially nowadays,
Yeah.
like back then. So when I saw that video, I was just like, it sent the message clear to me what you just said. I was like, oh, anytime I thought where I was going to like be a tough guy, no. There's people who are legit have nothing to lose and like
And we'll be tough
are
guys.
are tough guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But back then, it just that's the worst that it would get. You'd get punched out. You know what I mean? Like I listened to a podcast this week that was about two teenage girls. I want to say they were 13 or 14. Same thing. They go to school together. Everybody's gossiping. Somebody slept with the other or kissed the other boyfriend or something like that. So now these girls are dead set on fighting. One of them carries a knife. The girl actually instigates the fight. The girl without the knife is the instigator. Like, I'm going to kick your ass. So you better fight me, blah, blah, blah. The girl with the knife's trying not to fight, but ends up ultimately, the instigator punches her a few times in the face. The girl pulls out her knife, takes one swipe, cuts the girl's throat. The girl dies.
Yeah. I
She's a
mean,
13-year-old
no.
kid who dies. And then the other 13-year-old's in court and, or people get shot all the time for
Well,
nothingness, for road rage incidents.
even thinking like this day and age, yeah. Like I don't know if the tension has increased
It
and so
has.
the bad outcome increases because you watch that Vallely video and it's both amusing and interesting and good, right? Like none of those kids, I guess one of those kids could have fallen down and bonked their head and died or whatever that happens, right? But it looked like all clean, fighty fun. That is the one thing worse that can happen. It's like beats embarrassment. If kneeboard guy didn't fake punch but went full punch and knocked that surf guy back, hits his head on the curb, dead. Now all of a sudden, a little scuffle turned into either murder or manslaughter, and you're going away.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. I mean, even if he doesn't, if you just actually throw the punch, there's tons of legal ramifications nowadays, anyways.
if
People are litigious.
if that surf guy though, if that surf guy's out provoking and got socked in the face and did any kind of legal recourse, that would infuriate me.
That's true. Totally.
Like you lose your entire platform at that point.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got to say about that. Sorry, kneeboarder. Came off looking poor in this one.
Yeah, and there's no, but and I don't know, like kneeboarded, what do you do? Like, I mean, it's not like your
Hide
personality,
out
but
for a while.
yeah. But next time you paddle out, your boys are going to be like, man, that wasn't a good look.
Yeah.
I guess you just cop to it. You don't make an excuse. You just say, "Yep, that was not one of my finer moments." All human. I'm sure you've had an embarrassing moment too. Mine just happened to be caught on film.
Thank goodness we didn't have
Yeah.
cameras around when I was a kid
Yep.
or growing up. Um, Another news story in the surf world: world's best artificial surfing reef to be detuned following spate of injuries.
This is this is such a bad direction for surfing here. Surfing is
Uh,
just going bad. I like that Derek and I are both hating surfing at the same trajectory.
Core score down.
Yeah,
Between the fight video and this, core score so down.
way down.
And Rory Russell too, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, geez, we haven't been keeping track lately, but
this is bang, bang, bang.
we've got a long career in podcasting if surf core score keeps dropping like this.
For sure we do.
Um, so this was a story follow up to a story that I delivered to you as news to you, I think at the time, a few months ago, where this artificial reef had been placed at a beach break, I want to say in Western Australia. And basically, it was this beautiful, pristine beach that had, glorious beach, but the wave itself was just a dumpy closeout. So they embedded rocks in the sand to create an artificial reef, and it created a sick wave. And the concept, it had been R&D for a long period of time. I think like the guy first started campaigning for it 30 years ago, the local, and it finally came to fruition. So we talked about it when they first launched it. Well, now it's been up and running for a number of months, and turns out it worked. It was a
Too
great
well.
concept,
It
worked,
worked
worked.
too well.
And by the way, the implications of that working well are vast, like infinitely more appealing to me than wave pools.
I was gonna say exactly that. Like you show up on a place where there's a dumpy closeout, but a pretty beach, and you can make a wave there. Great.
well, look, the energy good world-class waves are hard to come by. People fly around the planet to go surf them. The idea that you can transform your local mediocre beach into an A plus wave is incredible.
Yeah.
It's
Way
like
more interesting than wave pool technology.
thins out the crowd, no energy use.
Yep.
Like all of it's fantastic. So the story though here is that the local municipalities are going to potentially remove a couple of the rocks to make the reef less, you know, less of
Good.
an less yeah less good, less of a barreling wave, basically
Yeah.
a lower quality wave. Again, detuning it to make it more user friendly. So, what a step in the wrong direction.
My goodness gracious. I mean, and Val, see, this is the problem. So this would be because the reason for the council doing this is because too many people, Vals, went out and got hurt,
Right.
right? Like, Val, know your place. Like, eh, I mean, I guess this probably happens all the time in skiing, snowboarding, and all this stuff too. Like, there's those signs, barking at the bottom of any chair. Know your limits. This is a black diamond only chair. Don't go, and I'm sure people go, oh, I can do it, and then get stuck and now ski patrol or they've broken their leg. And, I'm sure this happens all the time. But man, in surfing, just know your limits. Don't wreck it for other people. If you cannot ride a heaving slab, don't go try.
There's a ton of other beaches for you.
Yeah.
That's the thing
Every
is
every other beach.
there's very few double black diamonds for
Yes.
surfers. And so the ones that are, we don't need to detune them into a blue run, an intermediate run for you because there's a ton of other intermediate runs. Just go have at those.
Enjoy all those blues all day long. Yeah, no, this is, I mean, it's classic Australia though. Australia loves to overregulate, and so I think I've shared this story before, and who knows, this might be a straight apocryphal story. But when I was in Australia, I think it was that somebody stabbed a kid at a school or sliced a kid at a school with a kitchen knife, like just a butter knife, right? At school. And so they removed all butter knives from all the schools. Like that's Australia style.
What do they spread butter with at that point?
Your back your spoon.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a step in the wrong direction. And also, we have gold here. This is huge implications. We have gold here. Let's not turn it to silver.
Man, it's crazy town to me. But again, like the bring this everywhere. Like if this
Yeah,
actually works,
exactly.
put it everywhere.
Yeah, totally agree. Um, do you have any thoughts on the high performance French longboarder who won Abu Dhabi and then pitched a massive fit?
I sure
Or should we
do.
just go past it?
We can just stop real quickly because I think this ties in very much so to the fight, the world's most embarrassing surf fight,
It's a theme of this show. I didn't even realize it until now, but wow, lots of anger, misplaced anger in this show.
and or like weird behavior on camera, right? I mean, you won. Okay, so And I just got to say, back course score down, 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 down. Over celebrating a surf contest victory. Let's keep all of this in perspective. I could see getting real high if you won the Pipe Masters or the Eddie, right? There's a tier of how much you're allowed to celebrate. The very bottom of that tier would be winning a longboard contest in the Abu Dhabi wave pool. And I don't want them to be emotionless, but you come out, a little fist pump, high five, drink a beer, woo, fist up. That's it. That's what you're allowed. Acting like you just knocked out Mike Tyson in his prime is such a weird way. It makes me think you're weird, dude. You're like, not only are you weird, something is wrong with you. Like, not in a good, weird way. I don't want to be friends with you, French longboarder. You seem like a bizarre person. And again, not bizarre in that spice of life kind of way, just bizarre, like shoo shoo.
It was is very bizarre. Um, it was hard to reconcile that celebration with him winning a world longboard event in a wave pool.
In Abu Dhabi wave pool. I mean, it was
Yeah,
so ridiculous. It was so like, okay, so question for you. Who is more embarrassing, fake puncher or French longboarder?
fake puncher,
Who would you rather be?
French longboarder.
Really?
At least he did something.
Yeah, but it'd be like, it would seriously be like me winning a coloring contest against some other adult men. Like I colored best in the lines and just taking my solo cup and smashing it on my head and flipping the table and jumping up and down. And it's so out of place with what happened. It's just like, no, man, what is
So,
your problem?
what are the things that you could win that would elicit that response from you?
Well, for me, like I would feel embarrassed celebrating that way or in anything. But uh because I think when you go bonkers like that, it completely diminishes for me. And maybe I'm the only one who thinks this. Maybe I'm just rude, Gen X, slacker, blah. But like if Tom Brady wins his ninth Super Bowl in a row, and then he's out on the field just acting like a berserker, I'm like, yeah, ninth Super Bowl is not as impressive to me anymore. Look at
Right.
you.
You're kind of right. It
Yeah, like
downgrades it.
it always diminishes an overabundance. Like Kelly's pipe 50th, winning pipe as a 50-year-old, whatever, that whole thing, really cool. It got less and less cool. Him getting chaired up the beach, like clutching a bottle of Corbel and just howling to the moon.
Did we ever talk about that? The bottle of Corbel irked me too.
Yeah, we did.
Um,
Man.
so the disparity that bothered me was longboarding is supposed to be graceful and elegant.
Yeah.
And so his celebration was like an MMA fighter who just got the knockout of the century. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's where it was for me is it's already hard for me to square competing on longboards in a wave pool in Abu Dhabi. Like it's so juxtaposed with my act, what with the act of surfing itself. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
And,
So that
and more specifically, longboarding.
exactly, that's already for me hard to buy into. And then when you see him behaving the way that he was behaving, it was like, wow, longboarding is like completely lost. You know,
It was
like the act of longboarding in the ocean, expressing yourself, having a good time is so far removed from this.
I
That
wonder,
was the weird thing to me.
I would like and hope, and I only thought this now, that maybe this right here goes viral enough to have like people who are going to start taking up longboarding think, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to go for short work because this is a bad look. Just because the other day, so I'm still out, ankle's still busted,
Oh,
can't
right, right.
surf yet, but I will go paddle, right? So I will go paddle around in the lineup, paddle, paddle, paddle. Just it's better. I was doing it yesterday and thinking this is so dumb, but this is how dumb it is. This is I feel better doing this than doing not surfing. I should just do not surfing, but I'm out paddling. In any case, the other day I came down, uh, and a buddy was coming up the stairs, and the fog bank had come in, so I couldn't really see. His shortboarder was so pissed, and he was just like, "Effing longboarders! And I think it's reached peak around here now where there needs to be a culling of the longboard herd. I would love Angry French Longboarder to be the poster child of, hey, this is who you guys are all are too. And that they just start culling.
Good idea.
That
So this could
people,
be a force for good.
yeah, that people like put down their longboard and say, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be an aggressive longboarder. I'm going to go, if I'm going to be aggressive, I'm going to get on a craft that actually allows me or is better suited for aggression.
Okay, I'm for it.
Yeah, good.
Sweet. Um, an actual submission for Veyer, VeyerWatches.com/surf Splendor. Get 15% off your Veyer for the tools to live by segment. Somebody wrote in and said, I've been wanting to ask this for a while. When I wrote in about peeing in the shower, I didn't realize I would be recommended to pee on my feet to sterilize them. Amazing. Finally, a doctor I can trust. So I have some follow-up questions. So I think that's pretty clear what he was referencing. A number of months ago, he wrote in about peeing in the shower, and somebody else chimed in, apparently, who was a doctor, and said, it's sterilizing.
Yeah. Like not only do it on yourself.
Exactly. So he goes on to write, I recently joined a YMCA and I've started using the shower stalls in the changing room. We all know these places are nasty and the potential for athlete's foot is high. I, however, hate with a passion wearing slippers in the shower, and I equally hate having to deal with the wet and disease-ridden flip-flops or whichever crappy sandals after the shower. So the question to Dr. Foot Pisser is,
Tough.
will peeing on my feet in the shower help prevent athlete's foot? And side note, is peeing on your feet in the public shower grounds for expulsion and possibly parking lot fisticuffs? Here come fisticuffs again in the show. I've done my own research, but I'll leave it to the experts. Cheers, Jay. And then P.S. Is Dr. Foot Pisser also the original surfboard sleeper?
Ooh.
I can't say whether he is or isn't. I don't know.
Great one, great one. But here we go. This is like even beyond. Okay, let's just take it. Is it okay to pee in a public shower?
This was kind of confounding to me. The straight out answer in my mind is hell no. Not okay to pee in a public shower, but I don't spend time in public showers, so I don't know what the protocol is.
Okay, but here we go. I think this is a matter of at some point, right, in all our lives, and we all like to be so reasonable and science-based, fact-based. Give me the data behind that. At some point, though, when it comes to pee, you either have to have faith that pee is the great
Sterilizer?
sterilizer that it is, or that you just want to think that, but you can't cross that, right? So if pee is truly a sterilizer, it's not your pee is sterilizing and this guy's is not. It is pee, urine is sterilizing. So if you're stepping into your YMCA shower, you should feel good stepping into somebody else's pee because it's going to be just as sterilizing as you're going to think, great, this shower doesn't have gunk in it. This shower is getting sterilized. I'm jumping right in this guy's yellow puddle.
So I think that the science verifies that it is, but we all have a social hang up about pee in general, and we don't want it around us.
Okay,
Certainly not
well,
other people's.
I think though you would then have to think, looking at that pee puddle in the shower you're going to get into, you're going to have to think this is better. I know my mind's telling me it's gross. This is better than if that wasn't there. If that pea puddle wasn't there, who knows what fungus and bacteria and whatnot I'm stepping in.
It's true.
Pee, I know what I'm stepping in. Sterile.
I don't think it's a disinfectant.
Dr. P, Dr. Foot Peer, is that his new name? Dr. P Foot?
Dr. Foot Pisser. So there is a difference, right, between sterilizing and disinfecting.
For sure. Oh, disinfecting, sterilizing. What do you want more? Do you want more disinfectant or more sterilization?
Disinfectant would do more cleaning, I would think.
But uh,
Sterilizing just like neutralizes. I
I
feel
don't
like
know though. If you
disinfectant
go in
like
for if you go
clears
in for
bacteria.
you go in for surgery, when the doctor peels open those new tools, all of those new tools have been sterilized, not disinfected.
Yeah, but if there was an infection, you would disinfect.
Yeah, but I think sterilization takes everything out.
Okay.
I think sterilization
So,
takes out infections and everything else.
okay, the other thing that we have to consider here is how much dilution is happening because the shower is constantly running. The reality is you're not going to step into somebody's pee puddle unless they peed after the shower stopped running, which I remember with Dr. Foot Pisser's advice, do it while the water's running. Pee on yourself
Yes.
while the water's running. Like clearly this is a during the shower move. So I think while what you're saying does still hold water, it it's not that egregious. It's whoever's peeing in the shower, you or the other person, it's all going to get washed down the drain before the next person gets in anyways. So the only positive benefits of the sterilization are for your own use while you're in there doing the peeing.
And also, though, I'm going to go one further than you, David Lee Scales, and say this is a mass movement we should all do. Any public shower we are in, we should do our part and pee because it's also disinfecting the tiles and whatnot when you're in there, right? You're doing your part. Next guy comes in, he does his part. This shower stays athlete foot free because everybody's peeing.
I think I hate to admit it, but this is the truth.
I mean, it's got to be, we should do a Starship Troopers style PSA where I did my part. I did my part.
Starship Troopers?
Did you love Starship Troopers?
No, I never watched that.
What? You
I thought you
never?
were I thought you were talking about Super Troopers.
No, Starship Troopers. This is a massive hole in your filmography. It's Paul Vanderhoven or whatever.
Right. Yeah,
It's
not
a
Paul.
classic.
Casper Van Dien.
Yeah, I bet it is a straight up, it is a classic film. It is an awesome movie.
Yeah, like because it's campy or because it's actually good.
Yeah, campy, but also kind of both. Like
Was it
it really,
intentionally campy?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I've heard good things about it.
It's great. It's a great film.
Okay. Whatever happened to Casper Van Dien?
I don't know. I feel he was in the news the other day, but I can't remember for what.
Hope he's doing good.
Yeah,
I don't
thought
think he's working.
no. I haven't seen him much.
Okay. Hopefully he just opted out. It'd be sad if we pull it up and it's like, no, he's been working. He's just doing
Yeah.
like he's in Hallmark movies or something. Okay, so we're going taking the advice. Pee in the public showers, I guess.
And
But we do still need the Dr. Foot Pisser to call in to advise. Does it prevent athlete's foot? Will this
we
sterilize?
we do, but again, I'm going one further. Even if you're not a shower pisser, when you're in a public shower, do your part.
Now, here's the conundrum because the hardcore advice from 3, 4 years ago was to be a sitz pinkler. Can you be a sitz pinkler in the shower?
Well, no, because the shower takes all the Sitzpinkler problem out, right? The
That's
shower is
true.
not a
Yeah.
dry
Right.
environment.
Right. Right.
Your
Right.
splash is not causing issue.
I just don't want any listeners getting their wires crossed and sitting down on the drain peeing.
No, no, you don't do that. That's a
Okay, good.
no-no.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
All right, let's go to commercial break. We'll be back with Barrel or Nah. All right, Chaz, welcome back to the show.
here we are.
So I've followed listeners' advice last week and I watched Listers, the bird watching documentary.
Phenomenal is what I hear.
It was so good.
I need to watch it.
From the opening scene, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all into this. Like
I-
the it's a set of brothers who they're like in their mid 20s. They quit their job, got in a van, lived in the van for the whole year, and set out to
To the
count
big year.
to do the big year, count the birds, all that sort of thing. And what kind of fell on my deaf ears up until I watched it, but the listeners did say explicitly was all the parallels between birding and surfing.
Just driving around looking for something that's ephemeral.
It's more than that. It's way more than that. Each step, each evolution of the journey, it's like, oh, there is a parallel here in surfing. And I don't want to spoil too much, but I think maybe it'll actually attract people to watch it instead. Is by the end, they realize the conceit of doing this only for the sake of counting birds is really a fool's errand. Like the joy of watching the birds is the thing,
Yeah.
and like we got into it because we wanted to count and build this record. And all, but it's like at the end of the day, landing the air reverse is not the point. Like if you're only pursuing progression or counting the birds or whatever it is, You're missing the point entirely.
I love it.
Yeah.
Watching.
Um, really, really. So the point that I was going to make is the brothers, who are kind of stony dudes, um, turn out to be incredible filmmakers. And I feel like, so it's one brother doing most of the filming, the other guy's the on-screen talent mostly. I really feel like the one who's doing the filming and the editing is going to be the next Morgan Spurlock,
Nice. Good. We need
who
one.
who went off and did Super Size Me, and then that went crazy, and all of a sudden he's got a bunch of work and he's working for decades. This kid's gonna have a bunch of offers.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
While we're on the subject of TV, just real quick, have you started the chair company yet?
I love it. I
I
love it.
started last night. Yeah.
Did you? So are you on episode one still, or?
Yeah, it's still episode almost done with episode one.
So Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave. I Think You Should Leave is like one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. I've watched the entire series probably 3 times now. And then he made a movie called Friendship with Paul Rudd. And that wasn't as good. I was like, his sketch comedy is gold. The scripted stuff, I don't know. Maybe it's not going to be that great. I still liked the movie. I just didn't think it was that great. I didn't love it. Chair Company, back in my good graces. Like
Man,
he's hit a real.
it's awesome to me that there is an app because it's like Tim Robinson's whole thing is obviously cringe comedy and but this one it's getting more bizarre, I feel. The story arc is more bizarre. And so I was watching it with the wife last night and she was just kept saying, "This is so weird." And then so I thought, okay, well maybe she'd want something less weird, before bed. So I switched over something. She's like, "Wait, what, are you done with that?" I was like, "No, I just thought that." But yeah, like the fact that he can get that made and that there's an audience for that is awesome
Totally.
because it's a whole different angle of comedy and storytelling and nemesis and a archetypal hero and all of it. Like it's really flipped stuff on its head.
So did Cersei like it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think she knows that what she's watching is art.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah,
I'm not sure I should advise Lauren to watch yet. Because she saw me watching it. She goes, "What is this?" And I go, "It's called The Chair Company. It's freaking amazing. Like, I
yeah,
love it so much." She goes, "Oh yeah, I saw that advertised. Should I watch it?" And I was like, "It's
maybe not.
really dumb. It's
Yeah,
so dumb. Like, I don't think you should watch it. It's pretty freaking dumb." But if you can buy into the idea of his nemesis and the being the chair company and the reason that they're his nemesis, it is incredible. Like,
very funny.
like so funny. So
Yeah,
you only saw episode one where it makes that turn to where you realize what it's going to be
yes,
about and why it's titled that way. Episode two, he goes deeper down the rabbit hole. Episode
yeah,
three, deeper, and it's just absurdist.
great. I love it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, barrel or not? Oh, this one is a call in.
A few shows ago, kia ora, James here from New Zealand with a barrel or nah and a tools to live by. So, first up, tools to live by. A few shows ago, you were talking about whether people should or shouldn't wear shoes inside their own house. For me, it's a definite no-no. The main reason, where there's shoes, there's poos. That's a family saying, and it's starting to spread around some of our wider family and a few of our friends as well. And each time I see somebody, say on TV, wearing shoes while they're lying on their bed and stuff, it really grosses me out. I'm really hoping this catches on. So, where there's shoes, there's poos. There's your tools to live by. Barrel or nah, calling a one-wave set a set. It just doesn't make sense at all, and we need a far better alternative. Like, if you think of other contexts, say when people have babies, it makes sense to say a set of twins, but they don't go a one baby set. Like, why do we do it? It's just really, really bizarre, eh?
It is. I've never thought about it. It's super bizarre.
Totally true. I love that we can amplify where there's shoes, there's poos. Like, so it got from his immediate family to his wider friends, maybe, and now going on blast. Encourage you all to use where there's shoes, there's poos.
Good. I mean, like I didn't feel super strongly about not wearing shoes in my house, but then he puts it that way. I'm like, you're right. Shouldn't be wearing my shoes in my house.
Okay, here's the thing though, because I think science has somewhat debunked this. I think they did a big thing on which is cleaner, and I think it was uh, Nobody knew, except for the fact that I will, if when I'm home, when I'm walking around Cardiff, who knows? Well, it's shoes sometimes, off sometimes, but in New York City, off every time because those streets are filthy. So if you know your streets are filthy, then shoes off is the right policy.
I think if there's shoes, there's booze.
If there's
Full
shoes, there's
stop.
booze.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh,
So the idea of a one wave set,
no barrel,
impossible. No
no
barrel.
barrel.
We got to
Yeah.
rephrase. So I've thought about it. Like it could, that was a set sized wave that came through, but it wasn't a set of waves. So what we're really saying is that there's a larger pulse of energy.
An outlier.
That larger pulse usually comes in multiples, right? But occasionally it comes solo. So what about here comes a surge?
I like it. I like a surge.
Here
Look at that
comes a
surge.
pulse.
Here comes, yeah, you can't say rogue wave because rogue wave is actually a thing that is not that. Uh,
No.
um, I like here comes a pulse.
Okay. But
Here
it's
comes a
just
pulse.
a single pulse. That was a single pulse.
Yeah, because you only know in retrospect too, right? Like nobody ever knows when that single bigger wave rolls through. There's always the expectation. So when you see it coming, you can say in your mind, "Oh, here comes a set." That's okay. If you call it a set retroactively when you know it was one wave, no, that was a
I'm,
surge.
I mean, often on the WSL broadcast, that is where you will hear it. It's like, oh, that was only a one wave set.
Yeah, no, no, no.
No, that was
Bump.
a one wave pulse.
We call it a bump.
But a bump means something else in surfing. A bump indicates that the wave didn't break.
Cocaine. Oh yeah.
Okay, so definitely no barrel on the one wave set.
No
I think
barrel. No matter
I think that
what, no barrel.
we've got it solved. We've got some options. If you guys have better options, send them in. But surge,
Please.
pulse, barrel or nah, considering that today is Halloween, candy corn.
It's a no barrel. It was a no barrel as a kid. It was a no barrel when everybody thought to ironically like it. Remember when it went through the phase where candy corn?
I
it's
don't
so
remember.
yeah, like a couple years ago, candy corn had like a renaissance where I think people would claim that they liked candy corn, and I think it was just to be ironic and to be, counter. Uh, but no, it's waxy, it's ugly, it's stupid.
It's got to be poison.
Sure, it's
I
gross.
mean, there's nothing in it that even comes from anything natural or even close to being something natural. The other bizarre thing is, it's not as if kids love corn.
No,
It's like, oh, let's take this beloved children's food and then turn it into candy for them. They would have picked mac cheese,
yeah,
or pizza or chicken nuggies or something. But like corn, it's not appealing.
maybe there's a market for candy nuggies, just
I think there
chicken
is.
nugget, chicken nugget shaped candy.
I think we're onto something.
I
Once
think so.
again, we're onto
Once
something.
again, one more thing, but with the candy corn too, if you're going to do something, and I know that it's old timey, right? They didn't have the technologies and whatnot when it came back out. But if you're going to do something completely artificial, make it taste better than that. There's no strictures.
Great point.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste like corn.
Nope.
Doesn't taste like good.
No.
Tastes
Well,
like actual wax plastic.
it's gross. Yep. Boo. No candy corn. I feel candy corn is
Who's keeping
going
them in
away.
business? Well, who's keeping them in business this long?
I mean, I think I swear there was a nostalgic, ironic candy corn boom of in the past decade.
Perpetuated by the people at the candy corn at Brock's, the
Yep.
candy corn company. It was
I
all a
love
PR stunt.
Brock's. Brock's is one of those like it's so funny. The only time you see Brock's is like drugstore candy boxes at the last second. Oh man, I gotta get the Brock's, I guess.
They ramp into production at the same time as Spirit Halloween,
Yeah.
and they just hire all these temporary workers to come in and fill everybody's coffers with candy corn. But
Oh,
people are only buying it, I think, for like decorative purposes
yeah.
for Fourth of July. Or I mean,
Yeah.
for Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know
Don't.
why I said Fourth of July. Okay, final barrel or not, also Halloween related, and this is adults doing scare pranks.
I see these on Instagram. Obviously, Instagram is a vehicle for this. I'm sure TikTok and Snap or whatever else are all vehicles for this. Um, I hate to tell you, David Lee Scales, but I'm going with a barrel.
Are
They're
you?
they're generally entertaining.
I will stop and watch because I like watching people get scared.
Yeah.
But To me, there's the ones that are the only ones that are barrel is like husband jumps out at, or husband like turns the corner on the wife. He's probably not even trying to scare her, and she jumps and
Jumps.
gets
Yeah.
scared. But the one,
You don't like the elaborate.
well, it evolves into like, okay, now I'm going to wear a mask. And then all of a sudden you're dressing up. You know what? I'm going to buy a $200 costume online and I'm going to turn the lights off and I'm going to, like, it just evolves. It's a slippery slope into where somebody is then going way over the top. And then they're like stalking vehicles on the street to try to freak people out that are strangers. And this ultimately ends like we were talking earlier, where somebody pulls out a gun and shoots you, you
I
know,
mean, that's
like
true.
I
It has
just, I
gone,
don't see the point.
it has gone very, very far.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. Uh, I guess, yeah, I guess I'm going to take back my barrel also because in this day and age, the last thing we need is to be more scared. We should do jump hugs, jump comforting.
There is a, um, I heard news stories about this in the past. This is San Diego, actually, so you might be aware of this. But then Hulu released a documentary on it a couple of months ago, and it's this place called McCamey Manor. Have you heard about this?
Ringing a bell, but keep
Th-
going.
This dude, Russ McCamey, basically was building haunted houses every Halloween, and they just evolved to get crazier and crazier and crazier. And now they're like torture torture experiences basically, but people opt in because people have this weird fascination. And the intake process is long. Like you have to like sign all these waivers, but also answer all these questions about your own fears and what would be the grossest thing ever for you. And then he'll design the haunted house experience specifically for you. And literally people get tortured. Like your head gets shaved, dental work gets done, people get tattooed, fingernails pulled out, like all of it.
Oh,
It's crazy, dude.
would you sign up for that?
Hell no. Hell
No.
no. Not even
Yeah.
like zero. Like
Y-
way beyond, and like if you go to Knott's Berry Farm, haunted, whatever, what do they call that? Not
Not
Scary
Scary
Farm.
Farm.
Yeah. There's no touching.
Yeah.
The spooks aren't allowed to touch the guests. This is full touching. This is like they will hold you down. They will put you underwater, like hold your head underwater kind of a thing. Like it's out of control. And
That
like
is
lawsuits have been filed, all this kind of stuff.
that is
But he,
wild,
but
wild
he,
business.
and there's no fee. Like he doesn't charge to do it. I think he charges like 4 cans of dog food and those get donated to the local shelter or something. He is just this sadist. And like all these people who have worked with him have come out to say, he is, yeah, completely deranged, basically.
That is
But the people are
wild.
opting in. The people are opting into it. So
That is wild.
yeah. So, anyways,
What a
super
world.
disturbing.
Well, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. But I'm going no adult jump scares. If you're an adult, like you got better things to do.
I'm backing you. I'm backing you on this. I got over exuberant from scrolling.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Well, enjoy your Halloween, man. Are you dressing up?
You too? Nope. Daughter, it's a real bummer. You can't do everything. That's what I realized as a parent. There's a line. You can't please your kids all the time. It's Halloween is daughter's favorite holiday by far. The house has not one decoration on it, not even carved pumpkins. She asked today, "Are you and Mama dressing up?" And I said, "Nope." Like there, and just I don't even feel bad. I'm like, I know, I'm totally disappointing you. There's only so much bandwidth I have. I am run dry when it comes to decorating for Halloween.
Are you taking her trick or treating?
Yeah, she'll go with Buddy.
Perfect.
Yeah, she dresses up. We facilitate whatever she wants, but she really just loves driving by those houses that are all done crazy. I was like, why can't we do it? Would be like her dream. I could make her dream come true for like $600 at Spirit Halloween, like her
Yeah.
ultimate dream come true. I could get all the big, ones and yeah, all of them. I could just do Halloween crazy house and she would be so happy. I'm like, nope.
Hey, you know what? Might be time for her to learn a lesson, and you could turn the blame back on her and be like, look, remember when we did carve pumpkins? It was you saying you really wanted to do this, and then it was me doing the actual carving of the
Yep.
pumpkin and cleaning that thing out, and you went away and you got on your iPad. So that happened for 4 years. That's why it's not happening in the fifth year.
Lot of lessons about this. Remember when you wanted that bearded dragon? Guess who's taking care of it now?
Exactly. So go ahead and crush her spirit that way today.
Great.
All right. Have fun on Halloween, and until Monday on Noble Rock.
Keep work.
You too.